My journey here at Azusa Pacific University started in the teaching credential program. I started with APU on the basis that it was close to home and I could still maintain a job, unlike other programs I looked at where the teaching programs were all day, Monday through Friday, and a long commute away. So even though APU was one of the most costly choices, in the long run it seemed the right choice. I went to a few information meetings and was impressed immediately by the friendly staff and the layout of the program. What really intrigued me is the credential program included a master's with an additional courses. I never thought that a master's would be in my grips for a long time down the road, but all of a sudden it seemed possible. I remember my first day starting the program. I walked in a little unsure and started writing out my name tag when I got a tap on the shoulder. Standing there was a classmate I hadn't seen for years. We had a biology class together when I was about 19 and in junior college. We hit it off immediately as lab partners. So I was so excited to see her almost 6 years into our academic journey, but little did I know she was going to be my savior throughout the program, helping me through, and that I would have established a lifelong friendship. In fact, my favorite part about my time here at APU is the personal connections I have made. I have moved through a lot of the programs with a cohort, with some changes in people, but for the most part we were all the same. We all supported and helped one another. I would have never foreseen this for myself at APU. I was always the student who showed up to school, did what I had to, and left. I'm grateful that I had made some connections with students I would have never met if it was not for APU. Last but not least, I have made a lot of personal connections with the staff at APU. Everyone here, from the professors to the front desk, has been so incredibly helpful and friendly. They have been so much that I feel like if I need any help in their subject matter, even if not in class, they would be willing to help. The spiritual attributes in each class have been very moving. Learning about how we can incorporate our faith into our profession has been a blessing. It has made me more confident and stronger as a Christian, learning how to work with the public and still follow God's Word. I will not trade that for anything. When it came time to finally enroll in the master's portion of the program at Azusa Pacific, it was the easiest transition since I started APU in the multiple subject teaching credentials. There was no enrolling process. Really, you just had to keep signing up for classes. However, even though it was included, we did not have to finish our master's right away. This was a decision that I had difficulty making. I'm currently unemployed, having just gotten my credential, and there are no jobs right now. I heard so many different sides to whether or not I should finish my master's. The first from the people who argue that employers will not want to hire me with my master's and no experience because they immediately have to pay me more in an economy where there is no money. The second group argues that your master's is an accomplishment nonetheless, and any employer wants the best and most qualified people on their team. So, after long thought, I decided to go through with my master's program. I figured that I had to get it done within 2 years in order to keep my credits, and the job market will not have changed too drastically in that time frame. I agree with those who say a master's is an accomplishment and shows perseverance and hard work to any employer. My goals in getting my master's degree do not only rely on teaching. As mentioned, this is such a difficult job market, and I think that by having my master's, I can open many doors to opportunities. In the past, I have worked as a sales manager where I had to maintain sales and staff for a $4 million store. I hope this experience, coupled with my master's in technology, I can apply for many different types of jobs until my dream of becoming a teacher is fulfilled. My ultimate goal is to teach in a university someday as a professor, and my master's is just a stepping stone to this goal. During my coursework in the master's program, the one thing that I have become very aware of professionally is the lack of experience I have. Most people in the program are experienced teachers and can speak more about their concerns, growth, and change since being in the program. During the master's program, I am not taught at all. I have been home focused on being a full-time student and being pregnant for the first time. However, this leaves me open to all kinds of new ideas and experiences once I finally get to get an assignment. I look forward to practicing all the skills I have learned during my time in this program. One goal I do have as I start my teaching career is to never stop learning. Learning about technology has shown me that it is a forever evolving and forever changing. Taking the time to learn about technology for the classroom can open up so many opportunities for all teachers. Maybe even one day I can be a pioneer in teaching my colleagues ways to bring in technology into their own classroom. Tools like wikis, podcasts, webquests, and making my own educational videos, to name a few, will be so beneficial in the classroom, and I would love to share my knowledge. Finally, completing this master's degree for me personally is a dream come true. I've always talked about my master's as a possibility, but I thought, like a lot of others, it would get put on the back burner with work and family. The fact that I can say I actually did it is so rewarding, and it makes me feel confident in my abilities to achieve my goals. It is very surreal that I am at the end of my educational journey. Also, I never have thought that at the end of my time here in APU, I would graduate as part of the Alpha Chi National Honors College Scholarship Society for being the top 10% of my class. That is an incredible accomplishment for someone who always just got by in class. Yet, on the other hand, there is a little part of me that is scared, because I have been attending some sort of educational program since I was enrolled in kindergarten. So to be actually done and not to have to go back does not seem possible. More of me, however, is excited to use all that I have taken from my educational experience and finally apply it to a professional career. And now for my unit. My unit study is focused on 4th grade social studies, the Gold Rush. I have been working on this for almost a year now, having kept it my main focus for most of my coursework in this past. It is a fascinating unit, and to see how much I have been able to expand on it with my knowledge in technology now has been incredible. So here we go. This project will provide the students with different research and study skills using the subject of social studies. 4th grade students will discover social studies standards like the Gold Rush through technology assignments in the classroom. In order for the students to be more enriched and knowledgeable in technology, they will discover the Gold Rush through technological assignments such as webquests, video, and Wikispaces, etc. I also included different subject matters to show that it can be taught across curriculum. To begin creating my unit, I start with focusing on the California standards for 4th grade social studies. In these standards, the main ideas I want to get across to my students are how this particular event in history drastically changed the state of California in so many ways. Students learn the story of their home state, unique in American history in terms of its vast and varied geography, its many waves of immigration beginning with pre-Columbian society, its continued diversity, economic energy, and rapid growth. In addition to the specific treatment of milestones in California history, students examine the state in the context of the rest of the nation, with the emphasis on the U.S. Constitution and the relationship between state and federal government. So, how do I do this? I started with outlining my unit in calendar form to break up everything that needs to be covered and in what time frame. I found the best way to do this was on a website with wikispaces.com. This was assigned to me and a group of others to create and use as a tool to map out an entire unit plan, and it helped me immensely. The homepage of this website gives either the students or teachers an introduction to the students with visuals and music. This is a good way to get the students' attention and excited about the material as well, especially if your students are seeing this for the first time. It is a brand new way for information to be introduced to them. This could even be used as a lecture or visual aid tool for the teacher in the classroom. On the left are different tabs, each one bringing the student to a different part of the unit they may need during this. The first tab is a unit overview, where the students will find another introduction and a day-by-day schedule of lessons and assignments that will be expected of them. For the teachers, it also includes the standards that will be covered. The second tab is a visual in chart form of the duration of the unit and what will be completed each day. This is a printer-friendly version for anyone who may want it. The third tab is the major lesson plans and assignments the students will have to complete. They now have a place to go to know exactly what is expected of them with no surprises, without the teacher having to repeat themselves over and over. The fourth tab is introducing the interactive bulletin board that is a part of their responsibilities during this unit. They will find what assignments have to be completed from the bulletin board by their group. As a pastime, when you are trying to find activities to keep the students busy during downtime, we created file folders they will find on the next tab that they can participate in throughout the unit. As mentioned, with wanting to go across the curriculum, there is also a tab for literature ties that includes a list of books the students will use to fulfill some of the language arts standards mentioned in the unit. The next tab gives the students numerous resources they can use on the internet with a list of useful sites and the direct links to the sites as well. They just need to click on the website. The next tab is a tab that discusses a possible field trip the teachers and the students can take where they can camp, live, and experience the life of an actual miner. It is a great way to wrap up any unit. The culminating synthesis project is where the students will have to wrap the entire unit in one project so that the teacher can assess what they have learned. The project is a play where the students are expected to tell the story of the 49ers by acting out scenarios from history. Finally, for the teachers, there is a remediation plan so that the teachers can assess themselves and the students on what worked and what didn't throughout the unit. My absolute favorite part, however, is the fact that this is a one-stop spot for the unit information. If I can be clear in communicating this with both the students and the parents, this serves as a tool for them to refer back to with any questions. No parent or child can come to me and say they didn't know about a certain assignment or expectation. Here are some of the lesson plans specifically. First, the web quest. Here, using the website Quest Garden, I created a web quest that the students will learn about the trials and tribulations miners and their families faced while traveling to California. This includes where they came from, why they made the trip, and how, and what was waiting for them in California. On the first page, they can read and introduce the assignment. The second tab is the task where the students will learn that they are to create a journal based on the internet research. In the third tab, I type out a step-by-step process of what they need to do. This takes them through all the way to the end when they will be proofreading and turning it into their journal. Also, on this tab, there is links for many different websites they can use. The evaluation tab gives the students and their parents a clear understanding of how they will be graded on this assignment in rubric form, leaving little room for speculation and misunderstanding. Conclusion tab is more of a fun tab for the students where I listed websites with games and interactive information that has to do with the assignment. The credits tab is just that, giving credit to the different sources I use and to WebQuest or Quest Garden itself. Next, I created a video to introduce one of my other lessons. This is one of my favorite skills I learned in the master's program. With this skill, I can create my own educational videos in any subject I want to introduce any assignment. No more do I have to depend on finding or renting the perfect video for the unit or subject matter I want to include in my lesson. In this particular video, I am discussing how propaganda is used throughout history to achieve a certain goal, and in particular case, the gold rush. The students will watch this video I created, and then they will be asked to create a newspaper where they will be forming their own type of propaganda to support a cause or achieve an agenda. So, those are just a few of the ways I was taught to write out a unit and be creative in lesson planning by using technology. I plan on taking this information and using it in the classroom so that I may intrigue and challenge my students in a whole different way. My overall experience here at APU has been amazing. They have truly, in my opinion, given me the tools to succeed in the competitive field. I would recommend this program to anybody entering their own educational career.